I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question number 1, all we need here is the preposition to complete the phrasal verb. It was originally known as something. For questions 2 and 3, I'm going to have a look at them together. I'm going to have a look at question 3 first. The context is that this lady Ruth invented or created this idea, and so we've got to fill in the phrasal verb which communicates to communicate the same message. So in this case, you come up with an idea. In other words, you invent it or you create it. Now, let's go back to question number 2. We can see that this sentence is divided into 2 clauses, and that the clauses are somehow related, and this question number 2 is the word which connects these 2 clauses together. What we need here is a conjunction of some kind, because conjunctions connect 2 clauses together. But which conjunction do we need? We can't say and or but or so or yet or any of the traditional conjunctions. So what one conjunction fulfills the role of connecting both of those clauses together? Well, the answer is that. What do we need for the question number 4? Well, in order to work out what we need, we have to identify the sentence structure. Here, it's a passive form. Someone turned her down, but we don't know who that person was that turned her down. So that means we've got to use the passive structure in order to communicate that message. What's missing from the passive structure? The form of the verb be. What's the answer here? Was. For question number 5, the context is that the doll started to be produced. But we've got to think of a word that completes or that fills in the gap given the language pattern that we're presented with. What means the same as started to be produced? Well, to go into production. For question number 6, what do we need here? Tricky one, this one. Before the gap, it says her world expanded. After the gap, it then talks about profits for Mattel. And what we're led to believe is that just as her world expanded, the profits, Mattel started earning more and more profits. But this gap, what do we do with this gap? Well, this gap is a verb which refers back to the idea of expanding. Of course, profits can't expand, but the idiomatic context is that profits increase. So what do we need here? What's the word that actually is the auxiliary verb that we need? And it is did. And so did the profits for Mattel. For question number 7, after the gap, it gives you examples of the point that was made before the gap. So what we've got here is some kind of language function that introduces examples. What we need here is a word such. Such as allows us to give examples. For question number 8, what we need here is the correct relative pronoun which connects the idea presented before with what follows next. In specifically speaking, we're talking about a male doll named Ken, and then we're talking about the name of that doll. Well, the name belongs to that doll, so the relative pronoun that we've got to choose has got to indicate an idea of possession. What's the relative pronoun we need? Whose.